Hey, it's Clay Trader. This will be a video chart on ticker symbol DCTH. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame, think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've been doing this analysis on a very routine basis, did it yesterday, so that's where these red line annotations are coming from. But right off the get-go, I'm going to go ahead and just delete those out of here. From a house cleaning perspective and just a presentation perspective, I don't want to have lines everywhere you look and risk causing clutter and confusion. I just want to keep this as clean as possible. And going forward, it all revolves around, from a resistance standpoint, that is, it revolves around the purple line here, the 50-period simple moving average, which up until today had been, our overall general level of support. For those of you that have watched the past videos, then you've heard me say time and time again, as long as the price is above that purple line, then the bulls are in full control, no questions asked. Well, today, the price fell below the purple line, and even after it broke below it, it just continued to separate to the downside all the way here. So you cannot say that the bulls are in full control. Now, I'm not saying that the bears are in full control either, but this is not nearly as attractive as a chart as it was. Now, before you start throwing stones at me, there's a big difference between losing attractiveness and being totally ruined. Is the chart totally ruined? No, the chart's not totally ruined. Has the chart lost some of its attractiveness? Yes, it has, and that all revolves around the price not only breaking below the 50-period moving average, but just continuing to separate to the downside. And then circling back to this being a level of resistance, that just comes from the foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So any sort of bounce to the upside, keep an eye on that purple line and, see if the price can get back up above that or not. Now, the reason that you can't say that the bears are in full control is because from the grand scheme of things, now I fully realize if you're a day trader and you bought right there and you wanted to sell within 7 seconds, then yeah, this doesn't pertain to you. But I'm talking about from the grand scheme of everything. From that big picture perspective, the bulls do still have a chance and the bulls are still in charge. How can I say that? Well, all because of that pink line there, which is the famous 200-period simple moving average. Even if you have just a surface deep understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of the 200-period, and you know that when the price is above it, you want to see the price stay above it, assuming, of course, you're bullish. And the price is still up above that level. So from the grand scheme of things, yeah, the price is up above the long-term moving average, and the bulls still have a chance, build that higher base and continue on up. Now, I'm not saying this will happen, but if the price breaks below that pink line and just starts to separate down to the downside, at that point, in my opinion, yeah, the bears are in full control at that point in time. But to sit here and say that the bulls have lost all power, I think that's getting a little too dramatic. As it stands right now, the price is above the 200-period, so you got to give the bulls some credit for that still. But yeah, the chart is starting to get on thin ice, but still bulls, you got to err in their favor at this point in time. So we will see what happens with it next week, but still a whole ton of eyeballs on this one, so it'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.